Disclaimer, this video is educational and informative in nature. Do not contact anyone shown in this video. Also, this video is discussing steroids. Do not use steroids. This is entirely for educational and entertainment purposes only.
There's a lot of ways to build muscle and get jacked that people just simply can't ignore, like chronic crippling depression. It's unignorable, but bar the chronic crippling depression, people often find the most rapid solution to developing a physique, and that's unfortunately steroids. Blasting them as soon as they possibly can, once they get their hands on them, once they get to the point in life where they can even fund that path for fame and recognition, anything's possible. That recognition does in fact find them in some capacity, just like the guy of today's video, Tom Stenhouse. I don't even know what kind of accent that was. He's from Brisbane though. Brisbane, Australia, I think it is. Actually, surprisingly, there's a staggeringly large amount of Australians that watch this channel, so shout out to you guys. Americans, please help me out. Subscribe more often. I don't like having to put things into kilograms. I'd much rather use freedom units in all capacities.
One day, our proud nation will measure weights in pounds, and that 2,000 pounds shall be called a ton.
And what will 1,000 pounds be called, sir?
Nothing.
Subscribe right now. In fact, the large majority of you will not be subscribed to or watching this video, so hook a brother up. Tom is a young dude, 18 years old in fact, from Brisbane. He is someone we are going to be really decompartmentalizing this video, and he's actually a really interesting figure for a couple of reasons. One of those being clearly that he has an astonishing physique at 18 years old. We'll just call it that. Astonishingly sizzled physique. And apparently he coaches others to get jacked just like him at the ripe old age of 18. Now, if you were to ask me, Tom, I think, is looking quite impressive, but aged. He's 18, going on Joey Swole status, bro. Like, not in the career trajectory, just in the visual aesthetic of this man. And to be this jacked, this young, with that much gyno development, you know he is on a bit of the saucy bits. In other words, steroids. I mean, if you can just look at that unilateral gyno development, it's calling out a 3cc syringe from 8 miles away. And his rapid aging isn't unnoticed by his audience either. In fact, many people assume that he's lying about his age, that he's rage baiting, and that none of this is true. But they're unfortunately wrong. This is how old he is. This is a result of the saucy bits, the Sazula, the Trenbolone sandwiches, the Tren and ham. You don't think so? Look, this was a post from exactly 1 week ago, which I gotta give props to the homie. He is posting like mad. But we go back 17 weeks ago, and he's still 17 at this point. We go back even further, one of his first posts, he's 16, benching 200 kgs, an astonishing feat once again, but he's 16. The timeline matches up perfectly to aging in that amount of years. I would wager that he is not lying and keeping up this charade for multiple years, 3 in fact. And you see him with his friends, and it's clear that he is certainly of the age demographic that he would be included in, which I believe is this like Gen Z child thing. The types born with like Wi-Fi 5G interruptions within their genetic transcriptions, and they learn most of their English language through brain rot memes and the consumption of short form media. Anyways, it's clear that the passion has been for him to develop a physique, to lift, to be strong, to be in the gym. Since day one, he's been posting about his physique and his progress in the gym and training, and that's really about it. But here's the knee slapper. For all the posts that he has about his transformations, his physique, his lifts, and all of the other things, there is absolutely no point in time which he discusses steroids. Now look, let's be real. The physique is impressive. The work ethic is clearly there. The man posts like a maniac, which you gotta applaud in this day and age. I mean, the numbers in the gym even speak for themselves, and nobody's saying he hasn't trained hard, because he clearly has. I mean, that's a physique that's not even achieved just by starting steroids. That's a physique that's achieved by committing to an extremely rigorous amount of effort and dedication towards the path. But we have to be clear that that work is sitting on top of something else. A little chemical cocktail, a little sauce with a side of shrimp, the foundation of which he stands. And here's where things get, in my opinion, a little sketchy, because, well, he's not just posting his own progress, he's offering coaching. He has a business model tied to his physique. physique at 18 years old. Now, there's nothing wrong with coaching young. I think that you can actually find a lot of good things happening from peer-to-peer motivation and education. In fact, it's one of the techniques that the military uses and profoundly works in mass and usually pretty well. If you've got the knowledge, even 20% more than the next guy, you can teach something. But when your entire foundation is built on steroids that you aren't disclosing and being very transparent about, that's misleading. That's false advertisement. It's saying, hey, I want to train just like Tom. I want to look just like Tom. I'm just going to do what he does and hire him to tell me what to do. But you never will. You never are going to achieve the results that Tom has because you don't have the steroids. And that's kind of the biggest problem, right? Is like maybe at a certain point he does help these young individuals similar to him get on steroids. Maybe that's part of his coaching classification and what he provides these people, because he's obviously running cycles. So is he suggesting that other people run cycles at the similar age? It's misleading and it's straight up dishonest, and at worst, it's reckless and harmful to other people. Secondly, just ethically speaking here, at 18 years old, I mean, I can't believe this. He started coaching other people at 17 years old. Are you really capable of guiding someone's nutrition, pushing them into long-term calorie deficits and pushing them to a point of cognitive failure because they're under so much emotional stress from eating so little, right? Like some of the physiques that these people have require extreme diets. In complete transparency, to get to a radical physique that Tom has is not easy, and it's going to require extreme dedication. Is Tom prepared to put people through that? And if not, how many people are ending up with eating disorders that have worked with Tom because he doesn't know the intricacies of the human emotion, the human existence? Look, I mean, dieting honestly is one of the most complex and complicated things you can do. Someone might say,
oh, it's super easy. It's not a big deal. It's fine.
okay, brother, you've been doing it for 8 years. Get it. Check. All right. It's easy for me too. I live this lifestyle. I don't track shit. I stay shredded all the time. I get where you're coming from. But let's be honest. When you take somebody out of the matrix, right, and you're saying, hey, brother, we're going to stop eating fast food. We're going to stop eating pre-made meals. We're going to start making our own food. And I need you to be diligent with tracking that food. I need you to be diligent with being honest with yourself. And you're going to be really hungry and you're going to have cravings like crazy because it's essentially coming off of a drug when you're inducing like sugar-induced dopamine rushes constantly. That dopaminergic system, that reward-based system gets skewed. You come off of that, I mean, holy shit, now you're in a different realm of addiction, thinking about these foods all the time, hungry all the time, and you're trying to balance all of this with a 17-year-old at the helm. I mean, he's probably out here handing out meal plans like breakfast. I just eat a rice cake and a whiff of protein. Lunch, I usually just eat literally a bunch of protein cookies, bruv. Get good, mate.
Oh, get good, get good, get good, get good. How?
You stupid fucking cunt.
I don't know. I have a lot of friends from Australia, and that's the best I could do.
It's a big dog, mate.
Shove that camera up your ass, not fucking pointing it in my face.
Beg your pardon, you fuckwit.
Oh, fuck you.
Go fuck yourself. What do you expect, mate? You're walking a fucking llama.
Hey, mate, go and get some fucking praise. There's a difference between a fucking alpaca and a dumb cunt like you. That's an alpaca, alright?
Yeah, you look like one, you fuckwit.
Fuck off, you dumb fuck.
Look here.
Look, it's clear that homie has been working for a while, but he's also been saucing for a while in his minor years, which is just perplexing to me. I commend people who work hard, and this guy is absolutely a hard worker, and I'm not a hater in saying this. Really, it's just sad to see this kind of thing, especially at a young age. No doubt a byproduct of our times and the content consumption that is available out there. I mean, you have numerous young influencers talking about gear and cycles and how to do it. But comparing it to when I was 17 years old, I didn't even have an idea of what steroids were. I genuinely didn't. I packed lunches to school just like Ronnie Coleman. You guys remember those old Ronnie Coleman videos where he'd carry around a huge Tupperware of just chicken, just shredded chicken, and he'd just munch on it while he's in his cop car all day? And like that was his trough of chicken. You just scoop from it occasionally. That's what I did in high school because that's how I thought I was going to look like Ronnie Coleman. Little did I know, homeboy was the Belgian blue of humans, but I thought, hey, if I just eat more chicken, I'm gonna get huge. Didn't happen that way. But the fact of the matter is I wouldn't have known any different. Yes, I made some mistakes, and you could argue that eating protein in that large of a quantity probably isn't a good thing either, but I did it, and I learned the right way through error, not risking my life. Side note, imagine being pulled over by Ronnie Coleman in his prime. Like, what are you gonna do? Officer, don't know what I did wrong, but I'm wrong. I am wrong. Give me the ticket. I'll pay you cash, actually. Do you want everything in my wallet? You can take it. It's all yours. No question. Thank you so much for your service, officer. You have a beautiful day. Hope your mother's healthy, your children are healthy. I hope everything is going to come to you in the next umpteen years is good, okay? Thank you so much. You want to arrest me? Okay, here's my hands. Give me the cuffs. I'll cuff myself. Anyways, fuck it, off track here. Really off track. He does these videos where he does post himself taking methylene blue, which is actually a product that I love. I find it gives me a profound boost in energy. There's a whole product line we're coming out with. I'm just keeping it on the down low because it is in the manufacturing process and has been stuck there in manufacturing hell for a long time. Trust me, when you have a lot of regulating bodies to go by, it's difficult. But anyways, I love this stuff. I think it rocks. Some people have different opinions. However, teasing this whole natural thing has just really been annoying because he's actually never said anything about steroid use. Is just teasing all of this. So why does bro look old? So what's happening here? Is it purely genetic or is it steroids? Well, we've talked about this a lot before, but I just want to clarify a lot of what's going on because I think it's really important to talk about, specifically because this isn't something that people often consider when they do start steroids. Just think about the lean muscle gains and nothing more. But the truth be told, superphysiological androgens cause a lot of issues. They activate androgen receptors non-selectively, meaning that all over your body, there's genetic transcriptions and non-genomic transcriptions happening 24/7 at a superphysiological dose, steroid doses. You ramp up sebum production in your sebaceous glands, producing oils and cholesterol, and the overdevelopment of bacteria that causes inflammation within your skin, leathering it, texturing it. You cause hyperpigmentation. You cause enlargement of pores. That is a actual action of androgens. They expand pores, but furthermore, those pores expanding create scar tissue and truly hardened tissue in your face. What androgens also do via androgen receptor activation is redistribute body fat levels abnormally so, ending you up in a situation where face fat is far less. And that sounds like a good thing, and it is, because it can make your jaw angular and it can give you an aesthetic face to a point. Though too far, your cheeks start to sunk in, your eyeballs start to sink in, you lose the fat around your eyes, so your skin starts to sag and things get older and older looking. Furthermore, we have the whole DHT problem. When you're taking testosterone at high doses or other derivatives of dihydrotestosterone, you tend to see hair follicle miniaturization. Androgen receptor gets activated at the hair follicle, and that hair follicle shrinks up, calcifies, gets hard, and before you know it, that hair falls out and it's never coming back. So you get receding hairlines, you get thinned hair. All of this is happening before you're even in your 20s. Then androgen signaling can dysregulate collagen disposition and turnover, slowing the repair in certain collagen molecules, in certain collagen fibers, and plausibly degrading fine architecture of your skin over time, which, a lot of people cite that steroids promote collagen synthesis. But there is just as much data that shows that there is a plausible cause, but it's unknown as of which mechanism, that collagen restoration is impaired significantly, at least at the dermal layer, the skin. Also, low estrogen is a huge problem. When you combine testosterone, normally testosterone converts into, via aromatase, an enzyme, it gets cleaved up and turned into estrogen. That estrogen is actually very enriching for one's health to a certain point, of course, all things even. But when you have too low of estrogen by way of taking testosterone and a dihydrotestosterone derivative like primobolan, which will reduce aromatase expression, therefore leading to lower estrogen, you end up with this sort of dried out look. Estrogen's very promoting of like well-aged skin, well-oiled skin, supportive collagen synthesis, elastin even, a peptide that creates elastic skin. But once that's degraded, you're stuck with stretchy, saggy skin again. You take an aromatase inhibitor because your estrogen gets too high because you don't know what kind of doses you should be using. Same problem occurs once again. And then you have the whole oxidative stress pathway. I mean, these drugs are not good. AAS users, we've shown studies numerous times, have overexpressions of inflammation, massive overexpressions of it. They have an upregulated amount of reactive oxygen species producing matrix metal proteases, which we just call MMPs for short, and impaired tumor necrosis factor, all fragmenting type 1 and 3 fibers of collagen and catabolizing tissues. I mean, these are the hallmarks of coarse, leathery skin. There's also a high carbohydrate consumption to play here, like glycation and lots of other things that they're not talked about often, but you will age. Like, consequentially, from taking steroids at a super physiological dose, you are going to age yourself. In short, steroids make you look older, they crank your sebaceous glands, and they absolutely trigger bad acne, scar development, impair collagen synthesis, create oxidative stress, absolutely crush elastin, a very critical enzyme or peptide really, and other enzymes, and cause the situation where you can age 5 years in one. We see this all the time, and it's detrimental in my opinion, because you don't want to be the guy who's 30 years old looking 45, 50, because when you're in that pool of guys and you haven't found a wife yet and you don't really know where you're going with your life and bodybuilding didn't really pan out and now you got to figure shit out, I'm sorry to say, but very clearly in data, more attractive people with hair, with bustles, with, you know, youthful faces do get better job placements. They do get better opportunities. And that's just the unfortunate reality of life, folks. There's nothing you can fucking do about it. It's just biologically imprinted on all of us that we leverage more attractive people more often. Unfortunately, that won't be you in 10 years time of doing this. So I don't know. This is, you know, it's not a fun conversation to have, because it's like, dude, I get it. You're crushing life. You're doing so well for yourself. You're building a following. It's becoming revolutionary. It's sick, right? You're making money. You're doing better than probably a lot of your peers, but for how long, right? How long? You're making quick cash, but you're not making generational cash. And that's the problem. We're going to talk about cooking for gains. This is exactly what's happening with him. Fast cash from a quick come up, influencing, and nothing to say for it once it's all said and done. I don't know. I hope you guys are having a beautiful week. I really do appreciate every single one of you that especially sticks this far into the video. You do mean a lot to me, and I do care about everything that you guys write in the comment sections. I don't often reply just because I find if I do, I get caught up in that, you know, conundrum where there's 1,000 good comments and, you know, 100 bad comments, and I look at all the bad ones and stuff. So I do read them though. I do appreciate it. And if you guys want to support the channel, there's some links down below in the description. We do have a sponsor now, which is Cult Hydration, or just this is the drink Hydration, but the brand is Cult. They're actually awesome. I love these drinks. They are clinically dosed with electrolytes, unlike Prime and unlike some of the others, and I think they taste delicious. You can use code COACHK and get a discount. You can buy like a 12-pack of these things, and they fucking rock my socks, dude. I drink them while I work out and while I sit here all day. It's definitely worth a look at. We also got Anabolic Insights down below too. They're a blood work company. Really important that I shout them out, because I think a lot of you need to be taking your health seriously, natural or not. They will take care of you for the cheapest, I swear to you, the cheapest prices on the internet. Like, it blows my mind that this guy does what he does in this website and gets the prices where they are, because he barely, I don't even know how he does it, to be honest with you. I don't know, but it's there. I do have a discount code. You can just click the link and it's already there. I appreciate everything that you guys do for me. I appreciate all and every single one of you, and I hope that your lives become happy, healthy, and man, I just wish the best for all of you. Genuinely, I do. I think it's so important that we, you know, we collectively rise. I'm sinking in my chair, but we collectively rise on a day-to-day basis. Anyway, what the fuck ever, bro. You don't care. Just watch the next video.